We are back with House Speaker Ron Mariano and the world famous, as Ed Harding describes it, pop quiz. And I got good news and bad news. Yes, we're going to do the pop quiz. That's the good news. Bad news, I've never done the pop quiz, so it's going to be a little rocky
I've never taken one either. So.
You've done a couple and you've done all right. So Quincy was once the North Precinct of Braintree until it was split off in 1792. It was named after Colonel John Quincy, who was also the grandfather of another famous person from that period. You can take a look at the board there. Who was that? Was it Samuel Adams, John Hancock, or Abigail Adams?
Wow.
Grandfather, Colonel John Quincy. Who was he the grandfather of?
I'm going to say Abigail Adams.
You are correct. See, you're off to a great start. Abigail Adams, President John Quincy Adams was named after
I did teach
Colonel
in Quincy. So.
Oh, that's right. That's right. There was a question that you got right. Okay. Number 2, we mentioned that Quincy was once the North Precinct of Braintree. Before that, it belonged to another nearby community. Which community was it? Take a look at the screen. Was it Dorchester, Milton, or Weymouth? It was once the North Precinct of Braintree. Before that, it belonged to another community. Which one was it? Dorchester, Milton, or Weymouth?
That's an interesting... I'm going to say Milton.
You know what?
It's a guess.
Actually, I thought it was too, but it's Dorchester.
Okay.
First settled in 1625.
Wow.
Okay. We moved to the State House. It's been a while since a Republican was Speaker of the House. Who was the last member of the GOP, last Republican to hold the Speaker's gavel? Take a look at the screen. Was it Levitt Stoltenstall, Channing Cox, or Charles Gibbons? What do you think?
I have no clue. All of these folks predate me. I'll take a look. Charles Gibbons.
You are correct. 1953 to 1954. So, all right.
Listen, I think it's going to be a while before the Republicans get their act together to get another speaker.
Oh, maybe we need to talk about that. But meanwhile, the fourth and last pop quiz. At the very top of the State House dome, there is a golden figure. Now, this is the top of the State House, not the House chamber where you preside. At the very top of the State House dome, there is a golden figure. What is it? Is it the beehive, the pine cone, or the cod? Beehive, pine cone, or cod?
I'm going to go with beehive because I know where the cod is and I know the pine cone is. I'm going to go with beehive.
It's actually the pine cone. It symbolizes the importance of the pine tree, which was instrumental in building the Massachusetts State House. All right.
I should have known that one.
500. Not a bad batting average. You did okay.
You have been a big champion of community hospitals and their survival through this pandemic. But as you know, Mass General Brigham is launching a big push into the suburbs. Do you think they need to be stopped?
I don't know if they need to be stopped or not. That's not for me to decide. But I do know that the expansion of their facilities into suburbs that are the catchment area of community hospitals are going to have a detrimental effect over the overall medical expenditure in the Commonwealth. That is because the rate that Mass General is reimbursed at is significantly higher than what community hospitals get. And as people tend to use the brands they know, begin to shift from the community hospitals to the brand, the Boston brand that's in their area now, they're going to be paying a higher rate, or the insurance companies will be paying a higher rate, thereby driving up the cost of the total cost.
What should happen?
So we need to take a look at these expansions and see what the effect is on the total cost of the medical expenditures in the Commonwealth. We set up the HPC to do that. Now, what's happening now is they're using a DON process, which is not the same. DON only is looking at whether or not the facilities are needed. The HPC looks at the impact, the total medical expenditure impact that it's going to have across the board in healthcare. We need to do that for both the expansion and the HPC was created when hospitals started buying other hospitals. No one anticipated this expansion into other areas. So
We cannot let you go without talking a little bit about the newly elected mayor for Boston, Michelle Wu. I assume you've had a chance to chat with her?
Very briefly, yes, we did talk after she was elected. And
She wants free MBTA for buses and trains, but she alone can't make that happen. She really needs the State House to help her. Do you think it's a good idea to have free fares for buses and trains?
well, I made it very clear that my concerns with the MBTA have always been about the maintenance of their facilities, both their mechanical facilities and their property. We seem to have lost the ability to even take care of the things that we have. I have 4 stations in Quincy. The parking garage at the biggest station in Quincy Center was closed with 1 day's notice.
So
because of lack of maintenance.
It sounds like you're saying that you need the revenues, and you're not really a big fan of.
No,
free
I
fares.
think there are other things that have to be fixed on the T that are far bigger priority than
Free fares?
Free fares, and I think that we have to attack those things. We have the opportunity with some of the federal money that they are receiving and we are receiving, and the city of Boston's receiving, to make some impactful changes on the T. That before we even get into the discussion of expansion or free fares. So,
Mr. Speaker, thank you very much for being here with us
thank
today.
you for having me.